I was raised around, first of all, I was raised in strict Catholicism, but I was always very psychic. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't have a label for it. I didn't know where to put it. And then I have an aunt who is a Benedictine nun, and she was very concerned about what was going on with me. And she took me to a priest, a Jesuit priest, and he said to me, and I was having all of these, I was seeing things and hearing things and all that kind of stuff beyond the normal physical reality. And he said to me, "Your psychic is what is happening to you." And he introduced me to Edgar Casey. A priest did this and told me to read a book called, I think it was called "There's a River." I think that's what it's called. And it's about Edgar Casey, and he was he was a channel. He did medical readings in the 40s. And so I became involved or was aware of ARE and that kind of thing, and which is the Association for the Research and Enlightenment of Man, which comes out of Virginia Beach. And so I knew about those things. And if you do my numerology, I'm all 9s and 0s. I was born 9/9/44. I've had 3 different last names, and they have all come to 9s. So, and 9 is a completion number, and it's a very metaphysical number, and so it tells a lot about me and the way my life has gone. And so I just kept, it just kept occurring, and I kept meeting people that, casually, in a very ordinary kind of way, they came into my life, and my metaphysical education just continued to evolve. And so that's how that part of it happened. And
Did you start having the psychic thoughts and things like that as a child? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it was always kind of there. And on the other side of it, I was raised. I started riding when I was 5, and so I lived in the horse world, and my grandparents had a big farm in Kansas, and I spent a lot of time there, and so I had this very agrarian experience, which was very grounding and very helpful to me, and so it just continued to evolve, and my mother. My dad died when I was 8, and then my mother had a series of alcoholic addict husbands, that kind of thing, and so that's how I grew up. So I started doing therapy early on, and I just kept doing the therapy, and one thing led to another, and I continued to develop, and had some amazing teachers along the way, metaphysical teachers, people who understood who I was and what I was able to do, and you have to sort it all out and find a place for all of it in your life, where you end up nuts and ungrounded. And a lot of people who do a lot of metaphysical things, I mean, they're a bubble off plumb, lots of them. So you really have to work to keep yourself grounded. And I think being involved with horses and ranches and farm life and that kind of thing was very, very helpful to me.